Hi friends, Susan Campfield here with SueStampfield.com. Welcome to my craft room. Come on in, we're going to create together. We're going to make a fun fold card tonight. Yay, yay for fun folds. Quick reminder, my monthly special video called Craft Noon is coming up this Saturday, the 21st at 3 p.m. Central Time, and I would love to have you tune in and join me. We'll be making a unique fun fold together on the video. Customers who placed a qualifying order last month are getting a packet in the mail to make this card along with me. That packet should be arriving this week, and it'll be fun. And then I'm going to share you 4 other alternate versions of the same unique fold. So would love to have you tune in and join me. Thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You're absolutely making the world a kinder place with every card that you send, and I appreciate everything that you're doing to make the world just a little bit kinder. So thank you for that. I hope these videos inspire you to make and send even more cards. We always need a little inspiration, at least I do. So let's create together. I'm going to go to the desktop camera here. Here we go. Quick reminder, I do send out free project sheets that match up with some of my videos. You can subscribe at SueStampfield.com. Just click on free project sheets and you should be all set. So let's go ahead and, what are we making, Susan? So, gosh, it was a while ago, you guys. I don't remember. It was a couple months ago, maybe now. We made this fun fold card, and we're going to reimagine this fun fold, but with some different products. So this one is made with the Floral Impressions Designer Series paper, I want to say. Is that right, Mary? And the Impressions of Bloom bundle. These are part of a suite, and right now Stampin' Up! Is having a sale on all suite products. It's a BOGO, buy one, get one half off, as long as it is part of a suite. So this one, it opens up like this, and inside there is a little pocket that slides up, and you can put a gift card in there, money, a tea bag, all sorts of options. This one was inspired by my team member, Carol Rosengren. She did a version of this. And so when I made this one, we looked at Carol's card. We're gonna make another one now. So let's do it. All right, so I'm going to, let's talk about what we're using tonight. So tonight we're using the Celebratory Sips. Whoops, that's not what okay. These are some cards that we've made in, these two we made in past videos. This one is a Diagonal Joy fold card that opens up like this. And that was with the Celebratory Sips suite. That's hard to say, you guys. Too many S's. And then this one, which actually I mailed this one to my sister for her birthday. So I added happy birthday inside of it. And yeah, anyway, she gave me the gift bag back and the card ended up coming back. So it's really cool. I can show it to you, but I will give it back to her. Don't worry. I don't think she knew it was in there. So, so those are 2 versions that we made. Now this one was from the April Craft Noon. This is the Pop-Up Parade Fun Fold card. And that is also with that Celebratory Sip. So we're going to reimagine this card with the slider pocket card with this suite. So shall we do it? So the details on this pop-up parade card are on my blog. You can watch the video, and this particular card was one of the alternates, so that one is part of the purchasable tutorial, but you can watch the video to see the base fold. And then in the May Craft Noon was the vertical, or the landscape version of the pop-up parade. This one is called the Panorama pop-up card, and there were 5 different versions of this as well. So you can also find that details for this card on my blog as well. Okay, did I cover all the I think I covered all the basics. So let's bring in our cheat sheet here so that I have some inspiration, and let's talk cardstock, friends. And I've got a pretty piece of designer paper. We'll talk about that in a minute here, but right now we're going to focus on our card base so that we can all make this. You love the Celebratory Sips, Joanne? I know, so fun, right? So fun. And because we play a game here, I'm a messy crafter, we play the found it game. So when I lose something, and don't worry, I will lose something in this video, we all say found it and we take a sip of our beverage. So this is a sipping set and it goes along perfect with our videos. Let me know what is in your cup tonight. All right, so I've got my card base here. This card base is 5.5 by 8.5. And you score it at 2 inches. Now, you guys, I'm super tired. I am super tired. I was up very late last night and I fell asleep when I went to bed at 2. I fell right asleep. And then at 3:30, I woke up and I could not get back to sleep. It was so frustrating. So I'm tired. So I pre-scored this because honestly, I did not trust myself to do it on camera correctly. So this is 5.5 by 8.5. And I scored it at 2 inches. So I'm going to fold that 2-inch part here and we'll crease that down. And then I scored it again. So 2 inches there and then 6 inches over here. And I'm going to crease that down. So you can see the flaps don't meet in the center. They do overlap. So ice water. Oh, we need to found it. Okay, everybody, we found our card base. We scored it. I'm thirsty too. It's finally warm here in Minnesota. It's been cold and rainy and wet, but the humidity has found us. The mosquitoes are hatching like crazy. And summer is officially here, I think. All right, so now we have this piece. This is the inside piece right here that we're going to insert. And this piece measures 4 inches wide by 5 7/8 inches long. So it's like 1/8 of an inch less than 6. So 4 by 5 7/8 long. And then I scored it at 2 inches and 5 3/8 inches. I've got Mary, our wonderful moderator, is dropping the dimensions here on the YouTube video. So I'm going to pop them up here. So even if you're watching on Facebook, you can see those. So card base 5.5 by 8.5. And then our insert piece is 4 and 5 7/8 scored at 2 inches and then 5 3/8. So we're going to fold on these score lines. Let's go back to this so we can see how we fold. So you can see the skinnier score, which is the 5 3/8 one. That's almost at the end of it. It was 5 7/8. Let's see. Let's remove that, Sue, so they can see. Is going to be a mountain fold. So that's going to go backwards like that. Can you see that mountain fold right there? And then this one is going to be a valley fold. This is actually the first. This was the 2-inch score, so it's a valley fold. And then the 5 3/8 one is a mountain fold. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's crease them really good here. All right. So that's our insert piece. Now, on this card, we stamped it after the fact. It's actually, because I forgot, it's actually a little bit easier, I think, to stamp it ahead of time. You just want to make sure that you stamp it high enough. You want to be pretty close to that top edge so that it doesn't get hidden. And that way when it slides out, it should appear. So I'm going to stamp a greeting right here. So I'm going to kind of open this up backwards so that this front piece is right here. And I'm going to grab the words from, so we're using this bundle tonight. Now this is the Cheers and Sips bundle. This is part of the Celebratory Sips suite. Because they're sweet products, they're part of a suite, they are part of the BOGO half off sale. So I'm going to use this bundle. We're also using the designer series paper called Celebratory Sips. And that one is also part of the suite sale. And so that one's half off. Now this particular suite is out of stock right now because it comes with 2 embossing folders and they're out of stock. But you can get the parts and pieces that are available. So I am opening up the Berry Burst ink pad and I'm going to go ahead and ink up this teeny tiny word that says "Let's Celebrate." Well, it's 2 words, Susan. These teeny tiny words that say, and I'm going to pull it close to me, you guys, because I've been doing some very crooked stamping lately because I'm not over the paper and I have terrible eyesight. It's just awful. So bear with me, and I'm going to hold it to the paper for the count of 1, 2, 3, just to make sure that ink really transfers. And now it says, let's celebrate. All right, let's go ahead and stick this in. Oh my gosh, you guys, you know what? Oh, I found it. Yay, take a sip, everyone. I was like, oh no, I need turn tape and I didn't get it out. There it is, right where it belongs. Everybody take a sip. Big chug of my ice water. All right, so we're gonna fold this back up. So that's where the greeting goes, is on that 2-inch section towards the top. And this is where we're gonna put some tear and tape. The idea is that this goes on the inside of our card next to our flap, and we're going to adhere that, okay? Now you can do a colorful card base like I did on this one. On the card we're making tonight, I'm sticking with white. You guys know me, I love lots of white, lots of white space on my cards. I don't know why, I just think it's elegant and attractive and all the things. So, but you don't have to do that. So I am putting some tear and tape on here, and I'm going to tear it, right? So I've got my tear and tape. Mary's dropping all of the products in the chat, which is amazing because I forgot to even tell her I was doing tear and tape. So thank you, Mary. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull the backing off of that. Okay, you need to take your pick tools. Oh, found it. All right, take another sip. We have our second found it. I guess third, because the first one we kind of just made one up because we were thirsty. And that is okay, friends. Totally fine. All right, so you do want to make sure that the upper part of the card is the one with the bigger flap, all right? The shorter flap is the one that tucks on the inside, and this bigger one is the one that we're going to adhere to right now. So I'm opening up my card. I'm laying my insert piece in here, and I'm butting it up to that, that score line, and I'm centering it. Now this is white on white, so I don't know if you can see that I'm somewhat centered there. And then I'm just going to press that card closed and rub. Okay, so that's there. And now we're going to put some adhesive here and here, and we're going to adhere this down. And when it opens up, that's going to slide. Okay, so we're going to adhere that. Now you can also adhere this part here. I'm not going to, because it's going to be protected by this pocket, and it's not going to go anywhere. So, but you absolutely can. Depends on what you're going to stick in there, right? So I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape here. I think Carol's watching tonight. Carol, if you see me doing something wrong, tell me quick. I'm really tired. Let's see if I can make a card here. Okay, I can do it. I can do it. I'm a professional, right? All right, let's go ahead and pull off this backing on the tear and tape. Let me hold this up so you can kind of see. I know it's a little hard on camera when it's white on white. So let's hold this up. So this is attached here at the top, and I want to just fold that up, and I'm going to just fold that. This pocket part goes up. I want this up. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of do it like that, where I have this gapped open. This isn't adhering to anything. I just want to make sure it's inside the pocket. You can slip it back in there later if it pops out. And I'm just going to press those sides. Okay, so now we have our card, so that when it's opened, that slides up, and we can put a little gift card in there. Okay, so I'm going to crease this down just a little bit more because I want it to stay flat. All right, there we go. Now the fun part, we're going to decorate the card. Now you can absolutely stick your designer series paper on before you stick that down. I don't know that it matters. Now this is from the Celebratory Sips. It is a beautiful floral. Seems like we did one. Didn't we do one recently with that paper? Oh, I'm sure we did. It's over there somewhere. Way over there. All right, we're going to go ahead and stick this on. Adhesive. Aha, found it. Take a sip, everyone. Oh my gosh, I hope you guys were thirsty tonight because, yeah, it's going to be one of those nights, friends, where Susan can't find anything. All right, that's just how it goes, right? We get creating, we pull out all the stuff, and before we know it, everything is buried. All right, I am just sticking this on. I want to make sure I've got an even border around the bottom and the sides and the top, and then slide that down. Now for this upper part, so on this version, we did a just different pattern of designer paper for the top. For this one, we're going to use an emboss panel, and we're going to use the same embossing folder that we made and that we used in the last video, the pressed flowers. In the last video, we played with the Extraordinary Flora washi tape because it's back in stock, and we made this fun fold card here. And this embossing folder right here is the pressed flowers. You can see it inside there as well. And we're going to use that one again because it's pretty and because the one that goes with this suite is out of stock. So let's bring in our embossing and die cutting machine. I'm going to take out everything except for plate number 1 here. And I don't need the number 2 piece. I'm going to just take the 2 number 3 plates. So let's grab, oh, I didn't give you the size. Oh, Mary, I forgot to give him the size on the DSP, didn't I? Mary, what size is the DSP? Oh, here it is on my sheet. The designer series paper that we just stuck here at the bottom, right here, is 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's what the size this designer series paper is. Sorry about that, friends. Okay, let's go ahead and take, now we're going to emboss the top part. And, oh, let's see, Mary's got the DSP here. Let's put this on the screen really quick. 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. I will be showing all the measurements at the end as well. And then we're going to do emboss the top section. This piece is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. So this particular folder, the pattern, it has some open space depending on how you want it to look. I want it to be pretty solidly embossed. So I'm going to put my paper down in this lower section where we have all the pattern. Hopefully that makes sense. And we'll just pop that right in here, but it depends on the card you're making, right? Depends, it's your choice. They do recommend that you put the folded edge in first. I often forget, but that is the recommendation. And then we're going to go ahead, and Mary's got our sizing there. I'm going to go ahead and crank this through. So this is the upper part, 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. And I'm cranking it through. I need to pull it towards me. Sorry, guys. I'm a wimp. My gosh. I don't know what's happened to my clunk. There we go. My muscles, but they're not, yeah. Getting older, guys. All right, we're going to grab this. Let's see how we did here. So there is that 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 piece embossed with the pretty pressed flowers embossing folder. Now this one, this pressed flowers, is also a suite product. It's part of this suite right here, I think, yes. And so it is also part of the buy one, get one half off because it's a suite product. All right, I'm going to set this aside for now. We are going to need it again in a bit, and we'll need it for die cutting, so why not just get that set up. Okay, awesome. All right, let's pop this down here, get it out of our way, and let's stick this on top of our card. And then we're going to talk decorating, friends. Yay, the fun part. The fun part. All right, let's go ahead and flip this over. That's a really good point, Carol. So Carol's the one that inspired this card, and she said, you know, 'tis the season right now because of graduations, that gift cards, cash, all those things. It's a perfect time for that. All right. Got some adhesive on there. Now, because embossing folders, can you see how it when it's a very detailed pattern like this, it can almost like not warp, but kind of like give some little bloops in your cardstock because it sort of changes the texture of your cardstock when there's that much embossing. So I do like to run adhesive all the way around just to keep it nice and flat once it gets on my card. I don't want that buckling to pop up. So stick this on. Again, I'm looking for even spacing on the top, bottom, and sides. And we got a good start to our card. Yay. Okay, so let's talk decorating. we're going to bring in our Cheers and Sips bundle here. And let's take a look again. Oh, where did I put them, you guys? Oh my goodness, Susan. Seriously. All right, we were looking at all those cards and I lost them all. Oh, here they are. Found them. Take a sip. Seriously. Okay, so this one, we die cut the glass already done out of the paper. I'm going to bring in the paper here. So we, don't lose your thing, Sue. Okay, so we, for that one, I can feel it because I can feel this gap. We cut it out. So some of the glasses here, the glasses that don't have garnishes in them can be die cut. They match the die cuts. So, and some of them have ice cubes in them. So on this orange one, we die cut the glass. You can see the faint line. That's how it is on the paper where you've got the shape of the glass. And on this one, right here, same thing. You can see the ice cubes in there. We die cut out the glass from this sheet. Now on this card, I actually stamped the glass on a different sheet of this paper, and that's what we're going to do tonight. So, but we're going to use the bigger glass, I think. Yeah, here we go. All right, so this paper right here, these are like liquid in the glass. So these are for the short little wine tumbler. These are for the taller glass, and we're going to do the taller one tonight. Let's do this one right here. I'm in a purple mood, you guys. The back side of this paper is some cloud cover stars, very soft and light. Let's see, got a little scrappy doodle there. All right, so you need a stamp on the block, and it's here on this table somewhere. Found it. It was under all the DSP. All right, so this is the tall glass. Again, I could also be using the tumbler, but I'm going to use the tall glass here. And I'm going to use my tuxedo black ink, and I'm going to be stamping right onto the designer series paper. All right, so I'm going to stamp first and then roughly cut it out, and then we'll use the dies to make the pretty cut. And I'm going to pull it towards me, you guys. You may not be able to see, but I'll slide it up there as soon as I get it stamped. All right, so I like to stamp this so that the glass is above the liquid, to make it more realistic, and the bottom of the glass is well into the liquid, so that when I die cut it out, there's not like white at the bottom. Okay, does that make sense? So we've got our glass stamped on there. It's because this is like a variegated color, it looks quite realistic. So we're gonna go ahead and die cut that out with the matching die. Now the die for this taller glass, not the wine tumbler, but the taller one, it has an insert where you can make a, what do you call that, you guys, when a glass has like a lot of texture on it? There's different names for different, like depression glass and that kind of thing. This will sort of decorate your glass when you die cut it out. I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use the outline part and not the texturing, but you certainly could use the texturing. I'm going to leave these out because we're going to use some of these other dies to do some more cutting out of this paper, which I have never done before. The other things we're going to cut out. This part I've done before, so I'm gonna just roughly cut this out. I should have cut a little higher up on this one so that there was a little more room for me to stamp that one, but not a big deal. All right, so sorry I was off camera there, but I've got that cut out, which is great. So we're going to be die cutting that with that die. But one of the funnest things about this set is the ability to garnish your beverage and put some things in your cocktail, like the fun. You guys remember when we made this card together on a past video? We stamped the umbrella right on the DSP and die cut it out. So we had that fun little flowery umbrella there. Hobnail, that's a good name for it, Janine. And of course you can stamp the strawberry. This one we did the orange slice. Again, we did the umbrella there. And on this one, we did a blackberry and a leaf. Now these are actually not, these are all of these things were stamped using the stamp set and then colored and then die cut out. What we're gonna do to garnish this drink is we're gonna cut right out of the paper, and I'm super excited because I haven't actually done this yet with this paper. So we looked at some of this paper. I mean, we looked at that one, we cut some of this one, and what was on the back of this one? Oh, these Berry Burst and Blackberry Bliss pattern. And then of course we're using this one. The back side of this is the Old Olive. And then the other sheets, there's this pretty floral, which we used on that other card, and we used for our umbrella. On the back is the diagonal stripes. This one with all the different, the sangria, which is super cute. And then on the back, the pink polka dots. So we are going to use this other pattern right here, covering everything up again. This one, which has all the garnishes on it, and the back side, we've got like a, that would be Secret Sea, I think, pattern, really dark. We're going to die cut out some of these garnishes and use them on our cocktail here. And I don't even know which ones we're going to use yet. So we're going to cut out probably more than we'll even use, just because we can, because we have the dies for that. All right, so, oh, did you guys hear my stomach growl there? Sorry about that. We haven't eaten supper yet. Hubby's making tacos tonight. All right, so can you see how that die cuts out that, what would that be, basil, or depending where you live. Maybe that's what rosemary. Rosemary is often in cocktails, I guess. Let's see, so we can cut that out. We'll also cut out, how about these 3 leaves? These might be maybe mint, could be mint. What else? There's lots, a lemon slice, why not? Let's do a lemon slice. Slice of lemon. I'm going to turn that so that it fits properly. Actually, I'm going to cut it out first. And then the strawberry can be die cut too, I think. But I don't know if we'll use the strawberry on this one. The blackberry I think we should use. So you can die cut the blackberry out. So fun. Oh, Mary had tacos too. And cherry. A cherry would be nice. Let's see, I think the cherry that we can cut is right there. Okay, let's slide all these dies off, and let's see if I can go in and just kind of rough cut out the pieces we want. It's not every blackberry. You have to make sure that you have the one that matches, but it is this leaf here is the mint, I think. I'm not super talented at making fancy cocktails, so I'm not entirely sure, but I know that what's the cocktail that has mint in it? It's a good summer one. I'm blanking out on the name of it. All right, so I've got a blackberry and the mint there. And let's see, what else are we gonna do? We're gonna do the lemon slice right here. Just kind of matching up with the dies I have out. Now there isn't, I don't think the lemon die matches up with the lime, but that would be pretty easy to fussy cut actually if you preferred the lime. Let's see, what else do I have here? The blackberry, oh, I guess rosemary. We'll call it rosemary for lack of a better word. So not all of these garnishes can be cut, but quite a few of them can. The cherry can also be, oh yeah, we have to, did we get a cherry yet? No, we still have to get a cherry. Mojitos, that's it. Ah, it's on the tip of my tongue. Great summer beverage. Very refreshing, right? All right, so I've got that cut out. Let's just test this. I want to make sure I cut the right cherry out because not all of them work with the die. I think that's it right there. You know what? Here's one over by the very edge of the paper. Let's just nip that out. All right, we'll try it. And if it doesn't work, hey, we just won't put that on our card. All right, I got a cherry, I got a blackberry, I got a lemon. Yeah, that's good. We can always add more if we need them. Okay, is there anything else that I wanted to do? I think that's it. We might need there's even a, what do you call this? A toothpick? I don't know. It's a fancy toothpick that you would put in a cocktail and you put your cherries and things on it. That's even in there. We could stamp that too. But we're not going to. We're going to bring this in. Well, we will if we need it, right? For now, we're going to go with what we have. All right. So I'm going to need Post-it notes to hold all of these things in place, because once I get them lined up, I don't want them to move or I'm going to be in trouble, right? So stir stick, that's a good word. I've lost the sticky note. Oh, found them. Here they are, you guys. All right, take another sip. I hope you're not drinking wine, because we've had a few found its tonight and we're not done yet. All right. So I'm putting the glass around our cocktail here. All right. Oh yeah, the stick can also be the stick for the umbrella. I don't know. There's probably a word for that. The stem for an umbrella, however you say that. Yeah, good point, Carol. I've done that as well. And then this one, I feel like I should show you. You can probably see, actually. You see there's a little dark spot in the center of that circle. That means that that end is lined up with the stem and it's in the right spot. Could go down maybe a hair. But if you can see dark in that little circle, you know you're doing good. I'm going to be using many Post-it notes on this, many sticky notes, but that's okay. I can take them off and reuse them. So let's grab, so we got our rosemary, we got our glass, we have a cherry here, which I don't even know if I'm using. Oh, hi, Mercy. Mercy the dog has joined, Mercy the Whippet has joined the party. All right, this does not look, I don't know if I cut out the right cherry, you guys. This doesn't really look like it's matching up. I can't find the little dark spot because it's shorter, I think. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that that is meant to die cut. You know what, we'll try it and then we'll decide, yeah, no, that doesn't work. One way to find out, right? Just give it a go. All right, I've got it somewhat lined up, and another sticky note. If I felt confident to capture two at the same time, I could share the same sticky note. Okay, she just came in to bump my leg with her nose, which usually means the princess is demanding service. But there are other people in this house that can help her. So, all right, we've got our lemon slice right here. All right, really good. I'm making a fruit salad, you guys. All right, let's see. Yeah, we can call this drink anything we want. We can make up a name. That reminds me of my dad, and we just had, Father's Day was just Sunday. My dad passed away quite a few years ago, but when we were kids, my dad would be put in charge of us while my mom went somewhere to a gathering of whatever, and he was in charge, and he would make us like a fake Shirley Temple kind of a thing, and he would make up names. He called it gobbledygook, and he'd put like 7-Up in it and fruit juices and cherries and just make it fun and fancy. And it was always so fun when Dad was in charge. Sometimes we made taffy, and a lot of times we made different food things. Always fun. So those memories are especially nice on Father's Day when your father's no longer with you, right? So I've got this. You played fruit salad with the DSP from Celebration. Yeah, exactly. All right, I've got a lot of things that we are die cutting here. I know you probably can't see them because of my darn lights reflecting in the machine. So that's right. Jean says if you put mint in your drink, mint is soothing. It's what I want to say, ginger is the same, right? Where it's good for digestive things. So, all right. It's a sea of Post-it notes. Oh my goodness. Let's see the big reveal here. All right, we've got our cute little mint sprig. Adorable. Okay, that one worked. I said Hi, Mercy. Yes, what do you want? I can't help you right now. We're stamping, babe. Yeah, go lay down. So we have, oh, what do we have over here? Here's our little blackberry. Let's see if that worked. It did. Look at that. Super cute. Now again, the stamps are in the set. You could also stamp in color. That's what I did on that first card. I don't want to lose any dies here, you guys. I don't know where I put them. Oh, I put them in one back on the magnet. Good job, Sue. All right, let's see how our lemon slice did. There's the lemon slice. A little extra white. It's not perfect, but I think it'll do. I think she needs something. I'm not sure what. All right, so she's been bumping my leg with her nose. Maybe she needs to go outside. All right, let's see. The cherry is the one I don't know if it worked at all. Let's take a look, you guys. Fruit punch with 7-Up and sherbet. Yeah, there you go. All right, yeah, I don't think the cherry was meant to be cut, or I grabbed the wrong one off the sheet. I'm looking at the sheet again to see if I don't know that that was meant to be cut because it's smaller. Do you see that? There is a stamp for the cherry, and maybe that would be the way to go. So it's not terrible. You could maybe get away with it, but mine is not straight because the stem was too short to line up with the little hole. So I think that one is meant to go with the stamped image, which has a little bit longer stem. So I don't know. Okay, of course you could always fussy cut, right? Let's see how the rosemary came out. I don't know what kind of drink you put rosemary in, but it's cute, so we might use it. All right, we're making our own gobbledygook. We're making our own creation here. All right, let's pull out our glass right here. There we go. Yes, Mercy does need help opening the door to go out because the door is locked. But she does know how to open it herself to come back in. Now I could even fussy cut out this lime. I'm going to set it aside because we might decide we want to use that. All right, we have fruit salad, fruit and greens right here. Where'd my blackberry go? Oh, there it is. Okay, we've got everything there to decorate our drink. I'm going to set that aside, and we're going to die cut just 2 more things, and that's a couple of shapes for our card. Now on this card, let me grab it. Where did it go? Oh gosh, I gotta dig. Hang on. Get ready to do a found it when I find it. Found it. Take a sip, everyone. This one we use the shape that comes right in the Impressions of Bloom dies, which is this big old like racetrack oval, I call it. There was also a secondary one that there's one that cuts just a big oval, racetrack oval, and there's one that cuts a frame plus the inside piece. So there's varying options. Oh, Mary taught her dog to ring a bell. Very smart. I tried that with some of my whippets, and not this batch, but previous, and yeah, never took. They're sweet and loving dogs, but obedience is not their strong suit. Let's put it that way. All right, so not that he can't be trained, but it comes hard. So I'm going to use the Nested Essential dies. This set of dies is a great essential to add in your craft room. It's got all sorts of different shapes. Not part of Sweet, not part of the sale, but still a great one to have. You've got a set of 4 nested banners, 4 nested rectangles, and 4 of whatever that shape is. Janine, what shape is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A 6-sided squashed diamond thingy. All right, we're going to use the rounded rectangles here. We're going to use the largest one right here and the smallest one right here. The smallest one we're going to put our greeting on. Now I could stamp it ahead of time, or I can stamp it after, because this set is a photopolymer clear set, so you've got options. These pieces of paper that I'm cutting from, I have the dimensions if you want them, but I've lost the dimensions. Oh my gosh, you guys, seriously. Oh, found them. They got buried. So the large shape is 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. The small shape 1 1/2 by 2 1/4. That's the size of the cardstock I'm cutting out of. You could probably go a little bit tighter if you're a very precise cutter. I'm a little bit messy, so I cut bigger than I need just to make my life easier. an irregular hexagon. Thank you, Janine. Oh, there we go. Big clunk. That's a good sign. Loud, but it means we've done a productive thing. All right, we have our largest one. And we have our smallest one right here. Let's grab, I'm just going to grab the magnet sheet, pop these on here. These magnet sheets and the little sleeves come from Stampin' Storage. They've been having sales this week. I think they end tonight. It might be worth your time to go to stampinstorage.com and just check. I think all of their magnet sheets were 20% off. So let's pop this in here. And I don't have it on the bottom of this link. If you go to some of my past videos, you'll see the link to Stampin' Storage right in there. All right, we've got this one I'm not stamping on. This one I want to stamp a greeting on. So I'm going to open up that Berry Burst ink pad. Gosh, I hope we like it with this. I just guessed that it would look nice with our cocktail. We'll see. You could also do Blackberry Bliss, which is this really dark color here. I thought the Berry Burst might be fun and cheerful, so I went with that. And pardon my head if it goes in front of the camera, but I just want to lean over this and make sure I'm somewhat straight. Oh, man. All right, I missed the bottom edge, but that's okay. Can you see that? I have been having a bad habit lately of not holding my stamp down to the paper to let that ink transfer, and I just stamped it quick and lifted it too fast. But we can fix that. Nobody panic. All right, now I have cheers. I have the little teeny tiny words to you. I'm going to pull it again towards me, closer, and stamp to you right underneath there. So cheers to you. And now I need to fix that little missing spot. It's not terrible, but I'm just going to grab the matching Stampin' Right marker in Berry Burst, and I'm going to go with the fine bullet tip end here, and I am just going to fill in. All fixed that line there. Fixed my boo-boo. Another option would have been I could have just left it. I could have used maybe a blender pen to put a little ink on it and fill in the spot. Lots of options, but that I'm okay with that. That I'm happy with that. All right, we've got our inside greeting already, so I can close this up, correct? I think we're ready to build our cocktail and finish our card. Let's... I've buried it, you guys, completely. All right, let's see. So I've got this, I've got this. I'm going to dig until I find it. I've got my measurements. I've got my sleeve for the dies. Still not finding it. I do know I set it over here somewhere. Here's all the paper. Oh, found it. It was under all the paper. Oh my goodness. Take another sip, friends. We're up to 106 now. Okay, no, maybe not, but we've had a few. Perfect for a sipping card, right? You have to have a lot of sips. All right, so this larger rectangle is going to go on, rounded rectangle is going to go on here. Now you could pop this up or you could put it on flat. I'm actually going to adhere it flat, so I'm going to put some adhesive just at the top. Ouch, torn ligaments, Nancy. That is not fun. I'm so sorry. Sending you wishes for a full recovery, and I hope they can fix that for you. So it's just going to take a lot of time and probably some therapy too, physical therapy, OT, whatever they call it. All right, we're going to put adhesive. I don't want to put it at the bottom or I'll glue my card closed, right? So I'm going to put it at the top here. Let's grab our adhesive and we're just going to run some there and there. All right. So, uh-oh, how many, what do you have in your cup? Someone has said we've had too many sips. All right, so I've got the adhesive just there at the top, and I'm going to put this right here. Take smaller sips. All right, we're going to stick this down. And okay, we've got our rectangle on there. And now we're going to go ahead and add all our things, but I don't know exactly. This is where I'm going to plan out my design by just laying them in place and moving them around, and once I'm happy I'll stick them down. So we've got I like the lemon slice. I know there's no yellow in this card at all, but there is a green that is sort of lemon lime twist, and so I don't know, I just think the yellow is really nice with the purple. Maybe it's because I'm a Minnesota Viking fan. That could be it. That could be. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna just cut a little slice on our lemon, yeah, on our lemon, so that it can sit on the edge of our glass like so. And then, I don't know, you know what, that cherry is kind of cute, even though it got messed up. And then we can also add a little, Pinot Grigio. That's a really dry white wine, right? Yeah, I like really sugary wines. Now the blackberry is quite dark, so that we've got our little blackberry there. And then I think a little bit of greenery would be nice because we've got a lot of green in our paper. We could put this little sprig of mint in our glass too. And then we could even stick this one just laying down here on the bottom. What do you guys think of that? What do you think of that? I wouldn't mind a little bit of red. Maybe I should have die cut a strawberry out. Let me just check and see what the grape Kool-Aid, yeah, the cherry looks like. Or a sangria, right? It could be a sangria with all this fruit involved, fruit and greenery. Yeah, I don't know if the cherry works, so let's ditch the cherry here. And let's go ahead and start sticking things down. So I'm going to take my, let's see, do I want to put my words on first? Yes, I think I'll stick my words on first so that I know what spacing I have. Oh, these are the mini dimensionals. Oh, found it. Here's the big ones. Take a very tiny little sip. Oh, goodness. All right, we've got the couple dimensionals on the back here. And this is okay if it hangs over because it's all stuck down, so that's good. So there we go. And now we've got our cocktail right here. Let's tack down our mint right where it is with a dimensional. I'll just stick the dimensional on top of it, peel off the backing, and then I can stick my glass on that. But I think I'm going to need a couple more on here. So let's go ahead and add one at the bottom, one in the middle, and then that other one will be towards the top. Let's peel these off. All right, let's stick that on right there. And I go down just a skosh. There we go. All right, so we've got our little mint sprigs sticking out there. We're gonna put, let's see, let me find the slice on our lemon. It's right there, the little opening. So I'm gonna put a dimensional on the opposite side from the opening. You know what, I might want a mini for this. I don't know how much this is going to stick out above the glass, so I'll just play it safe with a little mini right there. Mini dimensional. Deborah's watching on the big screen. Good. I hope you can see better on the big screen because sometimes it just seems so tiny to me on this one. All right, we got our little lemon right there. Let's add that blackberry. I think I'm going to stick the blackberry on with I'm just going to use a glue dot for that. There we go. Let's grab our take your pick tool and pick up the glue dot here. There we go. Let's stick that on there. Oh, where do I want my blackberry to be? Pretend it's on a little pick with my lemon maybe. Or just right here. I don't know. Could go over here. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe over by the mint. I don't know. Maybe right here. Not sure. I'm not happy with where I'm sticking that yet. All right, you just sit in timeout for a minute. Maybe you don't even go on there. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead and add our rosemary here, just kind of a little decoration at the bottom to kind of cover this extra white space over here. Again, I could use big ones on that. I was going to use minis, but I think I can get away with, oh yeah, maybe not. All right, I can get a big one on over here, but not over here, and part of it's going to overlap the glass, so I only want adhesive over here. So I'm going to go with 2 minis. Thanks for your patience while I worked that out. right, let's pull that off. Fantastic. Now, if you want to tack down this end of the rosemary, I'm not putting a dimensional on there because it's going to overlap the glass and that's already raised on a dimensional, but you could slap a little glue dot on there. Why don't we do that? Just to make sure it doesn't go sliding around. There we go. All right. And we'll just pop that on right there. Okay, all right, I need your help, you guys. I don't know what to do with the darn blackberry. Should I stick it here on I could stick it on the cheers. Maybe it doesn't even need to go on the drink. Maybe it should be down by the rosemary. Let me know in the comments where you would put our little cute little blackberry. It certainly matches everything, so I'd love to use it, but I'm struggling with where to stick it in the glass. Could be floating in the bottom. That looks kind of odd. Maybe right there on the rim. I don't know. Let me know on the inside. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like there's too much white around it, so it looks odd, a little odd because of that extra white around the sides. If I had stamped and colored it, I could have like colored that, floated in the drink, maybe right at the top. Whoa, come here, you. It's popping all around. All right, well, while we debate that, I'm going to go ahead and grab some sparkly bits. I should have had those out. I don't know where they are. Let's hope I can put my fingers on them. Aha, found them. That was quick. So these we've had for a while. They're still available. These are called the Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. These were originally introduced as part of a suite, the Perennial Lavender Suite, and because of that, they are part of the buy one, get one half off. So we're going to grab by the mint, you guys are saying. Okay. Maybe that's what I want to do. Oh! It's just popping and hopping all over the place. Like, I don't even know. And maybe like that? I don't know. Anyways, we're going to grab these. Now these come in Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, and then Berry Burst, which is what we're using here. So we're going to use the Berry Burst ones, I think. No, I don't like that. It's upside down. Looks silly, Susan. What are you thinking here? What are you thinking? And I could add it to the lemon. Like if it was on the pick, and I could have the pick coming out here, it could be on with the slice of lemon. That would work. You guys like it by the mint better? Let me know, which one, by the lemon or by the mint? One or two. Let me know where to put it. Sometimes I struggle with placement. Anyone else relate to that? Sometimes it goes smoothly. Other times, not so much. All right, we're going to add some of our little fine purple shimmer gems right here. Might do a third one. I'm not sure. Could do one up here. All right. I did happen to have a gift card right here. It doesn't match the card. I like to go and shop for gift cards and make sure they match. This one doesn't. I pulled it out of my drawer. But it's for an Applebee's where they do serve cocktails. So that seemed to be kind of like a fun one that you could put an Applebee's gift certificate in here, a gift card in here, or you could put cash in there or whatever. So let's close this down. All right, what do we decide, lemon or mint? I see one vote for mint, by the mint. Mint, mint, mint. Okay, you guys like it by the mint. Excellent. All right, come here, you. This guy has been moved around so many times, my glue dot may be compromised. That's all right. All right, let's pop it right over there. All right. Ta-da! We have our cocktail that we made up, mint julep. Yeah, mint julep. Yeah. And then inside, let's celebrate. And of course, you could put cash in there, a gift card, a tea bag. I don't know. Probably would be weird on this particular card. But unless it was a wine flavored tea, there you go. And there we have our card. So again, these products, the sale is, it goes all month long. So buy one, get one half off of any of the sweet products. And we use quite a few on this card. So let's go ahead and put the measurements out, friends, so you can get a screenshot. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, you can always watch the replay here. I'm going to go downstairs and eat tacos, and you can watch the replay, right? All right, let's stick our Post-it notes over there. Let's get this positioned up. How am I? Am I on screen? Is that okay? Does that work? Let me know if that is good. And then, of course, here is our other version of the same card right here. I appreciate you. Oh, Susan, get your hands out of their way so they can take a screenshot. Now, this one we used embossed, cardstock to emboss for the upper section. This one we used designer paper for the upper section. Either way works, whichever you want. All right, did we get our screenshot, friends? Yay. You're still seeing grape Kool-Aid. Hey, that's okay. Hey, Kool-Aid, right? If you're my age, you know what that means. That was the commercial that we saw all the time as kids. There we go. Thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out with me tonight. I love our card. Thank you for making and sending handmade cards. You're absolutely making the world a kinder place with every card that you send. So keep on making, keep on sending, and those little acts of kindness are going to turn the tide. I know it. Thank you again for being such great people. I love hanging out with you. I will be back. What day are we? Tuesday. I'll be back Saturday at 3 p.m. Central Time for Crafternoon to show you a brand new fun fold. Yay! I hope you can hang out with me then. And quick reminder, you can sign up for my free project sheet emails at SueStampfield.com. Have a great night, everyone. See you soon. Bye-bye.